Accountability is not only an essential milestone in the fight against corruption, it is also a vital requirement to ensure custodians of state properties and funds apply sound management principles to enhance traceability and efficiency in the way public wealth is utilized.
La question de la corruption est l'un des plus grands challenges que nous rencontrons au Cameroun avec son pendant et corollaire de malgouvernance. La reddition des comptes s'entend comme la capacité à rendre compte, n'est-ce pas, de ce que nous recevons comme argent, de ce que nous recevons comme responsabilité pour gérer une entité. Si l'on est engagé à gérer même son propre business, on doit pouvoir évaluer ce que nous faisons et on doit pouvoir rendre compte à nos employés, à nos collaborateurs, à nos fournisseurs, bref, à tout l'écosystème avec lequel nous collaborons. Donc ça, c'est un challenge auquel il faut s'attaquer fondamentalement dans notre écosystème camerounais.
Accountability comes after responsibility. We task people on what they are supposed to do, either at the highest leadership level, at the administrative level, at the civil society level, and at the citizenry level. Once we know who is supposed to do what at what time and with which resources, then we can go on the benchmark and ask for accountability. So once this first precondition, normative precondition is not set, it is very difficult to carry out justification and judgment. Accountability plays a vital role once we set those conditions.
Do what the law permits and give account to the rightful persons about what you did and how you did it is the golden rule. This is perhaps the most unpopular rule among Central African policy and decision makers. Plagued with endemic corruption, nepotism, despotism, clientelism, just to name a few, the governance infrastructure of most countries in Central Africa lies in deep coma, begging for emergency treatment. But how did we get here? Have we sufficiently enshrined accountability principles in our legal systems? All these are not barely enforced. Where did we miss the point?
Are the rules, the laws well understood? Because you have the rules of the game, the institutions, and the understanding of the importance of the game. Understanding the mindset of the rules that have been put, which is called the enlightened citizen, based on the enlightened rules that are there. Rules are fine, but understanding the importance of the rules for the social cooperation of humans matters. So if we have rules that people don't believe that they are important, if people don't even understand why the rules are there, then they will not respect it. If you have leaders that are supposed to preserve these rules and regulations in the institutional mechanism that governs humans' interactions, institutional people's interactions, then they don't believe that it's in their own enlightened self-interest, they will tend to bend the rules.
La malgouvernance, les mauvaises pratiques de gestion et financière sont devenues comme un label camerounais. On a tendance, n'est-ce pas, chacun à se retrouver dans cet arsenal. Ce n'est pas tant que ça l'arsenal juridique qui pose problème, parce que ce n'est pas non plus tant que ça le cadre légal ou juridique qui existe, même s'il n'est pas toujours, même si on peut redire quelque chose à ce sujet, ça ne me semble pas être le principal problème. À mon niveau, à mon avis, il faudrait deux choses. Au niveau des pratiques, des procédures en interne, que systématiquement les entreprises, les organisations aient un manuel de procédure, des mécanismes de fonctionnement qui soient bien connus de tous, qui soient partagés de tous, mais que davantage des mécanismes de suivi et d'évaluation soient systématisés.
The Ibrahim Foundation believes that a mix of strict implementation of sanctions as well as a greater involvement of civil society organizations, such as think tanks, interest and pressure groups, with an impartial and independent media, could revamp accountability in the region and create conditions for good governance.
Civil society has to be involved at the initiation, the creation, the thinking, and the evaluations of the rules and regulations that governs in any rules and regulation that we put against anti-corruption. Sometimes we tend to bring civil societies, meaning the media and certain civil society organizations, we bring them when the rules are there. No, They have to understand the raison d'etre of those roles. The media plays a vital role, just like the educational institution, to educate the citizens, the different actors that are engaged, stakeholders within those rules and regulations, to understand why those rules are important and the consequences of violating it.
La société civile en tant qu'entité neutre me semble être une sorte de régulateur tacite du système social et du système entrepreneurial. On parle de système entrepreneurial et d'écosystème entrepreneurial pour intégrer toutes les parties prenantes qui sont imbriquées, que ce soit l'État, les entreprises, les prestataires de services qui accompagnent ces gens. Je me dis humblement que la société civile peut être un acteur qui fait des plaidoyers auprès des entités publiques, auprès des organisations internationales, pour que celles-ci puissent imposer dans l'utilisation des fonds qui sont alloués l'obligation de rendre compte, l'obligation d'avoir des mécanismes de suivi et évaluation, des mécanismes de gestion des plaintes qui soient neutres et permettent à toutes les personnes qui sont concernées de pouvoir exprimer leurs pensées.
How can the sovereign people dismiss unproductive representatives from elective offices? What mechanisms exist for the people to ensure that embezzlers of state funds receive due legal attention? How can the people ensure that resources of the region serve to improve the livelihood of the population?
Il faut systématiser les procédures, il faut repenser le cadre juridique et faire un toilettage. Il faut faire un toilettage. Après, il faut faire et c'est pour ça que la société civile est importante. Elle doit contribuer à faire des plaidoyers, contribuer à interpeller, contribuer à citer ou à signaler tous les abus, les mauvais comportements qui sont là. Donc pour moi, les acteurs passifs que nous sommes, les acteurs de la société civile, les prestataires de services, les penseurs et les intelligences, toutes les petites intelligences qui gravitent et qui n'ont pas un intérêt politique, parce que ça, il ne faut pas le mêler à la politique, n'est-ce pas, sont appelés à contribuer par des dénonciations, en mettant l'emphase sur les mauvaises pratiques, sur les conséquences et les implications.
We should reward people who are anti-corrupt, and then we should get in more whistleblowing mechanism. And for me, we need to have a digital space where people individually secured with digital programs can denounce corruptions, and corruptions should be painful to those who do that. But to do that, we need to make sure education is important, educating people that we are all losing. Secondly, showing people that the sub-region, because of corruptions, we are not picking up like other areas. We need to make sure that the anti-corruption organizations that are found within the sub-regions, like in Cameroon, CONAC, it has to be given a sanctioning dispensation organ that they can carry out legal sanctions against corporates. It's not just determining those who are corrupt. Let us eliminate accrued poverty. When people don't have something to eat, morality means nothing. Once your stomach is empty, the moral fabric doesn't work.
Above everything, the journey to eradicating corruption and set the pace for good governance begins when national interest is erected as a reference for every decision taken by those who make the policies and those who execute it.